What's up, you guys? Another episode on the Captain Jack Pod. I'm here with my co-host P Wavy.
What's the word, y'all? It's Pat Wavy.
Today we got another special guest, longtime NBA player, played with the Suns this season. He got his own AAU team, Team Thad. You got Thaddeus Young, y'all. What's been going on?
Man, just working, just doing a bunch of stuff outside of basketball. I got 25 other things that I do outside of basketball, but
Yeah.
just working and grinding with my kids now. I got a 10 and a 13-year-old, so they just transitioned into my AAU program, so that's been pretty good. I haven't been able to get out to the EYBL games because, they're in May hoops and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just been going watch them play and just trying to get them better at the house and just making sure they're doing what they need to do.
How they looking? They love the game already?
My 10-year-old, he's all over the place. He's still into Fortnite and all that stuff. He was sitting at home playing video games. But my 13-year-old, he loved the game. He'll go in, he'll text me at 10 o'clock at night, let's go to the gym.
Yeah.
I might be tired as hell.
You got to do it. You got to go.
I'm like, man, you know what? All right, let's go.
Yeah, facts.
You got to take him to the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
gotta go.
You got to go. You can't say nah.
Nah, he loved it to death. So I just literally get up, like, before we were out with the Suns, he would text me later at night, 10:30. Hey, you up? I was like, yeah, I'm up. What's up? Let's go to the gym. We go to the practice facility and get it in.
Yeah.
So, just him having a passion is always going to be great.
Yeah, for sure. The way you see it might be a little bit different because usually, since you've been there, you played with a lot of guys. So, who's your top 5 scorers ever?
Oh, top 5 scorers ever. I'm going to say K. So,
Yeah.
KD, Kobe, Jordan, and then I'm going to throw AI in there and Melo.
I love that list. That was the best list I've heard all my life.
Yeah.
I love that list. That was a good.
Yeah, he didn't leave nobody out.
I played against almost everybody in there except, I played against Jordan when he was retired at the flight camp right before I went to college, and he was going crazy then. So, like, I already knew what it was when he was in the league, and then. Everybody else on the list that I put on the list, I played against those guys, and they went crazy.
How was it playing against Allen Iverson?
I mean, when I came in, I played with him, I think my 3rd season. And then playing against him, when I first came in, he was with Denver. And he was, 20 to 25 points a game, AI, doing his thing still and killing everybody. Just a dog. Everything was right, though. Everything going right.
He wasn't going left.
He had the biggest heart on the court.
Yeah, he wasn't going left at all.
At all.
Bro, I don't think. Do you think a player needs? I don't think a player needs to really go left to be able to be a scorer, bro.
Well, I'm left-handed. So
like opposite hand. Opposite hand. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a player needs to go opposite hand to be able to really be able to dominate scorer. What you think?
I mean, I think if nobody's stopping you and it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people start trying to do stuff that's out of the realm of what their game is, and then that becomes the problem. And that's why you see a lot of guys that don't stick in the league because, I'm gonna say this on your podcast. We in the league, we have a lot of delusional basketball players that play that play in the NBA, and it's a bunch of guys that can do certain things. There's a bunch of guys that can't do certain things. But the difference in what they are is the mindset. I think the mindset has everything to do with it. But, I'm not a delusional player. Like, I understand where I am in my career right now. I understand where I was in my career 5 years ago. And when you understand things like that, that's how you play longer because you're playing basketball the smart way and you're understanding, how you can help a team and the aspect of the role that you're going to be placed in.
Yeah.
Nah, definitely. Understanding your role definitely got a lot to do with basketball.
We were just talking about that because, like, some guys who've been dumb nice in college, right, go to the league and it's like, now I'm a role player. It's just like understanding, like, what you got to do to be in the league for real.
Yeah, we was all, like, you got to think about it. We was all nice in college at some point. You know what I'm saying? That's how we got there. We got there through being nice in college or having a lot of, like, hard work and dedication to the game. And, but when you get to the league, the league they're going to make who they want stars. And then some people, they get it out the mud and they go become a star. You see what I'm saying? So I think those things are the reason why some of the guys who was 20, 30 points a game in college, they come out and they get into this role is because, it's hard to adapt to certain things. And then another thing, too, is like your team may already have stars and you got to wait your turn.
Yeah.
And then sometimes your turn never comes.
Facts.
Yeah, and I think about somebody that been a stud since he was in like 8th grade. Like your ego probably gonna shoot at you. Like as a man,
that's the
you
biggest
got,
thing in the league.
as
Yeah.
a man, you got so
Ego,
much
yeah.
ego. Like our pride be so high. Imagine somebody telling you come sit the bench, and you've been averaging 30 your whole life. I'm probably gonna lose myself. Man.
Facts.
Yeah, that's the hardest part for. I think that's one of the hardest part for like guys who were stars and transitioning into roles, being role players. I think that's the hardest part for them.
What do you think was the biggest adjustment for you?
Biggest adjustment for me was I'll probably say just transitioning. Like, you going from one team to the other, and then you might play here and you might not play there. I think the hardest part for me is always when you're not playing and knowing that you can help your team, but it's out of your control, right? Because you don't make the scorecards, you don't make the minute sheets, and you're not in the room with the coaches when they're figuring out what the lineups and rotations are going to be.
Yeah.
And you may feel like you're a guy that can go out there and contribute to the team, and I definitely feel that way. I know some of my teammates and other people around the league feel that way. But sometimes your number is not being called because of certain matchups and certain lineups.
Yeah.
So just understanding like your role and then diving into your role and just like really like taking it upon yourself to like fulfill that necessary need.
Yeah.
Definitely. Question that a lot of people don't even really be into. Who's your favorite college player ever?
Favorite college player ever?
Sheesh.
Man, I'll probably say my favorite college player ever was Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin.
He was dunking on everybody so crazy. so I used to I love watching this dude play. He plays so hard. He always dunking on people. Like he crazy. Like he ready to fight every single time. And that's completely different than me.
Yeah.
Like I'm chill, laid back, but like, I'm still a dog. You know what I'm saying? So, but like watching him, and I was just like, man, like that's how you got to play to be in the league. That type of stuff. Like that was probably one of my favorite college players. Like watching him in college.
Yeah. So how was like your story? Like you growing up. Where you from again?
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, but I moved to Memphis when I was 10 years old.
Yeah. So damn.
Yeah.
How's it like? So when did your basketball whole journey start? Did it start in New Orleans or?
So I grew up. I started off as a football player, and then I kind of transitioned out of football and into basketball. I was always decent at basketball because I would leave football practice, go to the community center, play in my pads and all that, and kill at the gym or whatever. But when I transitioned to basketball, it was mainly because like I was getting too tall for football. Like I broke my collarbone playing football, and then that was like the end. Like that was I walked in the next day. It was like, man, I appreciate the opportunity, but here's your gear. I'm done.
Yeah, well, it's over.
It's over with. Like and the guy was actually like my science teacher, who I
the
quit
coach?
on. Yeah, so I had to see him every single day.
Right after that, I had to quit it. But you quit before the season even started?
No, so I played the first 6 or 7 games, and it was like killing. And then when I broke my collarbone, I was just like, that's it.
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm not
just
doing that no
focus on
more.
basketball.
Yeah, I'm not here.
I already didn't like being outside playing in the heat and all this other stuff.
It's
so I was just
burning.
So I was like, man, forget that. I'll go just play basketball.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of like how I just transitioned to like full time and focusing in, locking in on basketball, and then just started getting better, just getting better. It was one point where I wasn't ranked, and by the time I hit 16 years old, I was a top 10, top 5 player in the country. So, and my draft class and high school class is Kevin Durant now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Our McDonald's game was crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, it was loaded?
Crazy.
Wait, y'all won?
I think, no, we lost, but I think we had maybe 18 or 20 guys out of the 22 or 24 guys to be able to, like, at least touch the league floor.
20
Yeah.
out of 22 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That
I
is
think-
insane.
I think it was around that number because the only people that didn't play was like James Kiefer wasn't in the game, and I mean wasn't in the league, and maybe Sharon Collins or something like that.
Who's on that McDonald? Who's in your class? Like, who's in there?
My class was me, Kevin Durant, Javaris Crittenton, Tywan Lawson, Wayne Ellington, Gerald Henderson, Lance Thomas, the Lopez twins, Spencer Halls, Greg Oden.
Oh,
So how y'all lose? Who's on your team? How y'all lose?
The teams were stacked, bro. Like all that was like between both sides.
Greg Oden in high school.
Nah, we ain't lose.
That was both sides. Like yeah, it was crazy. Mike Conley, Daquan Cook. Yeah, we had a lot of guys. It was a lot. All them are league guys right there.
Yeah.
DJ Augustine. Like
DJ Augustine was a menace.
DJ Augustine was good.
Yeah. Those are all league guys.
Tyler was on something else too. You mentioned that you play football. How you feel about the whole take that NBA players can play football, but NFL players can never translate their game to the NBA?
I think it takes a little bit more skill for the NBA. Because when you get out there with all those fans and you get out there and you're trying to dribble around somebody and you're trying to like make shots under pressure and all this other stuff, I think that's one of the hardest things to do, right? Mm-hmm. And then like it takes a lot of skill to be able to, take that ball and to throw it through a hoop, night in, night out and try to go out there and get 10, 15, 20 points a game.
Yeah.
Like that's hard. And then like with football, like there's a lot of stoppage within the game, right? Mm-hmm. And we don't have that type of stoppage in the game. Yeah, we might stop for free throws, but games are usually fast paced, up and down, up and down, up and down. But in football, like every single possession is like 5-6 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless you're running a fast paced offense, and that's not really happening in football.
Yeah.
So I think as far as the transition between players, I think some players can probably play. I don't think it's like a lot of them.
I don't think no player can go out there and be a QB.
Nah.
No,
unless you've done it before.
Well, that's what was said about the conversation. Like, unless it's like the hardest positions is like quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cornerbacks, like stuff like that. But I feel like a NBA player could come right now and play like a
tight end
returns real quick. Yeah, play a wide out real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
I
feel like
we're athletes.
Yeah, with football, a lot of football is technique. Like, you could teach somebody how to swim move past somebody when they're 290 and 6'5". You know what I'm saying? You can't really teach a guy that's already bulked up and too much muscle to understand court spacing. Like, so much is deeper with basketball. Like, you could be so good at basketball and have no court spacing or no IQ, and you are not a good basketball player.
You be talented, but you don't understand the game. Yeah, that would definitely get over on you.
You wouldn't even be considered a good basketball player.
I definitely think it's 30 players that can translate over there. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's 30 players that can translate over into basketball from the NFL. I think it'll be they think they can, and I think it'll be some guys that they'll be on the cusp, but I don't think they can like fully do it.
Like go out there and actually make an impact.
Yeah. It's been a popular take recently, bro. Everybody, I want to hear your opinion on it. Anthony Edwards or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, bro? Who do you think is a better basketball player?
Well, I just seen firsthand with Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
and that's my young fellow too. So,
man.
But I like Shai too. I think they're both super tough individuals. I think they're both like really, really good for their age, and they're doing really good things for their team. I think they're both really good leaders, but I think I'm gonna take Ant.
Told you, bro.
I think I'm gonna take Ant.
I told you, stop disrespecting my guy.
Like I love Shai to death, but man, Ant, he getting the job done.
That's what I'm saying.
Like he about to turn 22.
No, he's 22. Shai 25. So 3 years is not really a lot too much.
Nah, that's 3 years is a lot.
That's 3 years is not a lot.
That's a lot in the NBA.
In the NBA, 3 seasons?
That's a lot of NBA teams. That's
not happening.
But you
Well,
gotta,
I
but
think-
you can't. I don't
But
think
he was
you
in a
can
different
think
system,
about it
though,
Like,
like,
that.
his-
well, another thing too was he started off with the Clippers.
Clippers.
Yeah, his situation was
Like
different.
the
Yeah.
ball was put in Ant hands from day one. He started off the Clippers and then got traded.
see what
there
I'm
in
saying?
the Paul George trade.
No.
Nah.
Relax. I feel like Cat is starting to find himself again now that Anthony Edwards is bugging. Like I feel like Cat is starting to understand his role now because. That's what I'm saying. And then you
Cat
got
been
to
nice,
think
though.
about the teams. Like, it hit different
Nah,
when you playing with Mike Conley and you playing with Gobert. Like, I feel like the pressure on Ant is not, like, Shea got to go get on the court on every day and know, like, I got to get 30 for us to win.
I mean, the team structure is different. Yeah.
But I just feel like this situation was different, bro. When you come into a situation where the ball is like you got the ball in your hand, now you have to make it something happen. I feel like Shea didn't start off like that though. Like he was young. He didn't really have like it wasn't forced onto him. Who's there? Who's there with him?
What, when he was in the Clippers?
When the Clippers, yeah.
I think that was your rebuild. That was their rebuild.
He got traded to the Clippers.
Yeah. No, he was drafted to the Clippers.
Drafted to the Clippers.
Yeah, drafted to the Clippers
And then traded to OKC.
Traded to OKC for
Yeah.
I think Paul George.
Yeah.
Well, he's in the Clippers. Who's he with?
No one. They was just.
Oh no. He was there.
He's with somebody, bro.
I think. I think not Kawhi.
Not
but
Kawhi.
I think somebody was there. Like, he had a team.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody was
That's
there,
why he
bro.
wasn't playing as much.
Was
He had a
that
team.
the team?
Yeah, I was saying, there's no way he was just out there.
It wasn't Wesley Matt. What's the guy that got dropped by James Harden?
One time, pull it up. What was the team?
Nah. It was when James Harden like OD went crazy. Nah. Damn, Harden bugged out on too many people. You seen that too? Harden Raft. He was a part of the Raft. Yeah, everybody was a part of the Harden Raft, bro.
Nah, Harden was wild.
Harden was spree.
Yeah. You played with some good guys from years in the league. Who's like top 5 players that you play with?
Played with. I'm gonna probably say, obviously KD. KD, Book, and Brad that's
Yeah.
that's a whole different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna say AI, of course.
Yeah.
And then my guy Lou Will. Lou Will gets busy, gets to it.
Nah, Lou Will's different.
6 man of the-
Lou Will's different. Wait.
And then I'm gonna probably say, I like Pascal. Siakam.
Yeah.
African brother.
Yeah, if you love him, he's African.
I mean, I play with a lot of guys, but
Yeah.
like he was getting to it.
Pascal?
When I was with the Raptors, he was getting to it.
Hold on.
When he was in the Raptors, you think you
Paul George too.
PG.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on. Before you go through it, you said Lou was the illest 6 man ever?
Nah, he was one that he definitely up there.
Him and Jamal
Jamal
Crawford.
Crawford.
Him and
Jamal Crawford.
I'll say Jamal Crawford.
We
You
could
can't,
never.
you can't
Jamal-
say none
nah,
of it is better
bro.
than each other.
Jamal
like, 'cause
Crawford-
Lou Will, we used to come off 6 man and just literally give you his starter starter stats.
I
Like
play.
Jamal Crawford
three.
is
I
nice,
played
bro.
A lot of time with Lou, and yeah, Lou got to it.
Yeah.
Lou got to it.
yeah,
He got to it.
definitely.
Hey, he like the all-time leading score for 6 man.
6 man,
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, Lou
Facts.
Will's different.
Yeah,
Lou
got
Will's
to it.
getting buckets, bro. Jeez.
Are you
Coming off the bench after 20.
That's what I'm saying.
When you off the bench or
He's
so?
getting, yeah.
Like,
That's
come on,
insane.
You in tune with this NBA draft? That's just you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like watching it. I think I think it's a okay draft. Like I've seen a lot of the kids through AAU, and I've seen playing and stuff like that with basketball without borders and all that stuff. I'm practicing for my life after basketball. I want to definitely be in the front office somewhere. So
Yeah.
I do a lot of research, watch a lot of kids, watch a bunch of stuff that goes on. So like I think this draft is okay, but I think all the GMs and front office guys are preparing for not this draft, but the next year's draft. Because I think the next year's draft will have like what's my man name?
Cooper.
Cooper Flag and all
That's
those
Ian
guys.
and them. That's your class.
Yeah. So I think that draft is what everybody's kind of looking forward to. So you better do what you got to do.
Yeah. I'm gonna get it done for sure.
Before we get who should we be surprised of in the draft that's coming up right now that you probably seen that you picked out an eye of that you really think got potential to be someone good in the NBA?
I think kid out of Duke, Jared McCain.
Jeremy Kane.
I think he's gonna be really good because he can shoot the hell out of basketball.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a huge asset to any team. Any kid that can come out and that's young, that can shoot the ball and make shots on the fly, on fast breaks, still be able to put the ball down on the floor and get to floaters and do a bunch of. I think the biggest thing that people are suspect on is his defense.
Yeah.
Can he defend his position? So, but I think he would be one that I'd be like surprised if he didn't do well, just because of the way he shoot the basketball.
I like Rob Dillingham.
I ain't gonna lie, Rob with the shifts be going crazy.
I like Rob.
I'll be losing it
No,
on people.
Yeah,
Rob. I think,
Max
but I
is
think
too good.
I think everybody know about Rob though. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I think everybody's expecting Rob to be Rob. So that's why I was saying like Jared will be a surprise because like he's not the most talented, but the way he shoots the ball can turn him into maybe a $100 million player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Definitely.
if he can do some extra things, he can make some money. Everybody know Rob trying to get to it.
Yeah.
Like that's
scorer. That's his thing. Like that's him.
Like
that's Rob.
we already know that that's his thing. So when he went to college, we recruited Rob to try to come from CP3 to come to Team Thad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Him and Aiden. They both played
Yeah,
together.
they both get to it.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
actually, that's a nasty backcourt.
Yeah, we were trying to get both of them.
Yeah,
We was like this close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm familiar with both of their game. But we know about Rob. We know what he can do. We know that he's a highly touted scorer. And we know what he can do with the basketball. So I'm not really, I'm a big fan, but I'm not surprised at what he's doing.
Yeah.
I really want to see about Bronny. Like, I really want to see what Bronny do in the NBA. That's where I'm at with this draft.
He could
right
play,
now.
bro.
I think he like
saying.
when people ask me this all the time about Bronny, and I tell them bro, he's a basketball player. Like he
what I'm saying.
knows how to play the game. Like his pops taught him exactly how to play the game. Yeah, he's not the tallest, and yeah, he had a setback when he was at USC and stuff like that. But he guards his position. He knows how to play the point spot, and he can shoot the basketball well enough to play the two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying.
I think it's just a confidence thing with him. I feel
Bro,
like once the confidence is
And he's athletic as hell.
40-inch vert. I'm saying he could easily go in there and find a spot, bro. You can guard. If you guard and hit the three, I feel like you could.
I think he's gonna be better than what people think.
Yeah. How did Team Thad start for you? Like, what made you say, all right, man, let's get an AU program?
Man, honestly, my best friend.
Yeah.
My best friend, Coach Hurd, he came to me and was like, man, I want to start coaching. And I'm like, okay, well, how we going to do it? And then he was like, man, I'm going to get an AAU program. So he started coaching first, got the AAU team together, and then we end up, he was actually under somebody. And then I came one time, seen the team, and then I was like, oh, man, you pretty decent coach. Like, let's do this thing. And then we took a team independent for the first year, and then finished 1 or 2 in the country. And then our first group was a kid named LaRon Black, and y'all probably familiar with Cheese, Chris Chiozza.
Nah.
Well, Chris Chiozza, he's an all-time leader in assists at University of Florida. Got out the mud kid.
Yeah.
That was our first group. And he actually played for the Brooklyn Nets for a couple of years. And he played for Washington Wizards. So he was one of those kids that kind of got it out the mud.
He was our first year. He was when they first played our first joint UIBL.
So that was so when we first started our AAU program, we got a deal, and our deal we were supposed to go Nike, but Penny had the deal.
Yeah.
Penny Hardaway. So when he had the deal, we kind of went to the next best thing. At that time, Under Armour was popping.
Yeah.
So my best friend, I was a Nike Pro player, so I was like, all right, I'll call it Team Thad, but I'm still gonna wear Nike. I'm a Nike Pro player.
Yeah.
So my best friend, he took the deal, signed the deal with Under Armour, and then we just called it Team Thad, and then went from there. So we would recruit all these kids that got out the mud, get them top ranked, and then, man, Nike came calling after Penny went to college, and we sealed that deal and became a EYBL team. And I mean, since then we put hundreds of kids in college. Done very well by them. A lot of our kids still come back and give back to the program and do a lot of different things. Been fortunate and blessed enough to actually play with one of our AAU kids.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah.
Yeah, OG.
Yeah.
So I played with OG, and we had OG when he was 15 years old. John Collins played a couple tournaments for us. Kid named Terrence Davis, who played for the Kings for a little bit. Demetrius Dyson played with the Pacers. We've had Jordan Bone play with Orlando. We've had a lot of kids in and out of the league and did a bunch of stuff. So it's been very, very good. I'm trying to, we just had Jalen Hood-Schifino, who just went to the Lakers. Damian Ball, I think he's a pro player, but he's just playing in the G right now. We got a lot of guys coming up. Obviously, Jasper. He's probably gonna be league.
Jasper good.
Big J's gonna probably be league. Like Darren Reed's gonna probably be league.
Yeah, that boy good. That's my boy right there.
You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of kids. I'm hoping that this is my guy Caleb Foster's year.
Yeah.
He's and I think we got some other kids that has potential. LeBaron Filon. I think
he will go to Kansas.
Yeah, I think he got potential. And then I also think a sleeper on our team that has potential, or two sleepers, Larry Johnson. And then
Larry Johnson, Pat.
Yeah.
Rolling Loud.
And then Raquise Passmore.
Raquise Passmore, Kansas.
I think he has all the tools to be a leader, for sure. It's just quiet. Nobody's really on him like that, but I think he's gonna show what he can do in the next couple of years.
Raquise too. He played for the Blue Checks.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
He,
the Aki kid.
Combine Academy.
Yeah. He won a dunk all the time.
Yeah, I know you're talking
he's
about.
smooth.
Yep.
You was in the league for a long time. I know you probably experienced a lot of crazy stuff in the league. Like let's go. Like tell us something like that just shocked you. Like what's a shock to you in the league? Like it don't even gotta be on, like it could be throughout your whole career. Like just because we all get surprised sometimes. We all be like, damn, like some crazy story.
I wouldn't say I don't want to tell like too many. I got real crazy stories, but I ain't gonna tell those on the podcast.
Wait, why we can't tell them on the podcast?
Yeah, we can't tell them on the podcast.
All right, so let's. We need a good one, bro.
Man.
You gotta let them. They gotta love you, bro. They gotta love you. You gotta tell them a good one.
I mean, it's been fights in practice. It's been. So I'm like in the old school league as well. Where should I play against Shaq? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and Yao Ming and all of them. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen a bunch of like guys fighting and a bunch of different stuff happening in practice. I don't want to get too much into it. Throwing people under the bus and stuff like that. Some people come on the podcast and they throw a lot of people under the bus. I ain't one of them guys. But I've seen some crazy stuff. I'm just leaving it kind of.
You can leave that crazy.
How was like this season for you playing with, on paper, probably some of the best players in the world? Well, best players in the league for sure.
I mean, playing with Katie, Brad, and Book, it's just constant work every single day. Like the way those guys work and come to work every single day is like unmatched. Like, Kay me and Kay came in together. Kay was the number 2 pick. I was the 12th pick. So for him to still be, playing at such a high level in year 17, well, he sat out here, so year 16, is incredible. Still averaging 25, 30 points. Obviously we know what Book can do. Book can, light it up, and we know what Brad can do. But I think the biggest thing, like, that we see between those guys is, like, with our team is just them figuring out how to play together, right? Mm-hmm. And once they figure out how to play together, like, we see bits and pieces, flashes. And once they figure out how to stay together, like, it's definitely a championship contending team.
How'd y'all win the chip this year, bro? I ain't gonna lie.
Say it again?
How'd y'all win the chip this year for sure, bro?
I feel like they was missing a point guard. A true point guard. I feel like in the NBA right now, currently, to be a championship contender, you need a true point guard.
Yeah, I mean, it's so many different factors in, how you lose games and how you win games. In our series with Minnesota, we had throughout the regular season beat them several times by 20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you don't make the necessary adjustments sometimes, then those are the things that happen. You lose. I think, they came out and they just didn't want to be punched anymore. You know what I'm saying? And they're a good team. That's why they, were top 3 in the West, and they did what they were supposed to do. But I think how they beat us was their role players really stepped up.
Yeah, played great.
Yeah,
They
Taylor
played.
Walker.
They played amazing. They played
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
When you're keeping Ant and Cat to 17 points, and then you have those guys.
Dame's getting like
they
24.
averaging 2 and 5 points, but they getting 15, 20.
Yeah.
Like that's how you lose the game.
Yeah,
Because we're losing matchups that we need to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what the league is all about. League is all about matchups. Can you win your matchup on a nightly basis?
Yeah.
Like we know K, Brad, and Book is going to outscore whoever in their position.
Mm-hmm.
But the role players, when it's time for the role players to play,
Step up.
can we win those matchups? And if we can't win those matchups, then it's going to be hard for us to win the game.
Yeah.
Definitely. You definitely said you get into a lot of other things other than basketball, keep yourself occupied. What's some financial advice, just to catch up on life, what you got going on in the business side?
First bit of financial advice is save the bread.
Mm-hmm.
Save as much money as you can. Get to that comfortable space where you can start doing and investing and stuff like that. So saving as much money as you possibly can. And then once you hit your number where your bank is just compound your bank account is just compounding interest over the course of time, then that's when you start to make some moves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. They want instant gratification, and it's a process. It's just like growing up and playing basketball. It's a process to get to the NBA, right? It's the same thing when to live the rest of your life as a king.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just have kings overnight. They get groomed to be kings, and then they go into that situation. But biggest bit of advice is to save as much money as you can, and then when you want to start investing, just make sure that you don't be cheap when you're investing. You do the due diligence and you pay who you need to pay in order to get to make the appropriate decisions to make the investments.
Mm-hmm.
Wise man told me, you got to spend a few bucks in order to save yourself some heartache later on in life. And so, like for me, like I have a legal team. I have a bunch of people, a business manager who looks over everything. We do due diligence on all the deals that we do. So, but a couple things that I do. I have real estate. I have a trucking company. A trucking company that actually that also brokers out. So we have a brokerage firm as well. Mm-hmm. And then I also have 2 basketball gyms back home in Memphis. I have are y'all familiar with Shoot 360?
Nah. It's in Memphis?
So we have it's multiple locations, but I'm an investor into the whole brand. So they have about 40 locations right now. It's all basketball technology. Mm-hmm. And then I also have another gym. I'm actually combining both of those gyms into one to make a 5-court facility. I'm also one of the investors into Overtime. Yeah. And I have a venture capital company, so we invest into tech startups and companies that are looking for capital to continuously to continue to grow. I've had several exits out of a lot of these different companies and made money outside of that. Mm-hmm. But got a lot of different things going on. I'm actually one of the people that's on the cap table for the Brisbane Bullets, which is a team that's in the NBL in Australia. Mm-hmm. So a minority owner for that. Looking at some soccer teams and stuff right now. So I got a lot of different things going on, a lot of moving pieces right now. And my wife is pretty good at business as well. She owns and operates a bunch of different companies as well.
Yeah, who like opened that door for you, like to make your mind start even thinking about, all right, let me start all these different businesses?
Man, honestly, I was fortunate and blessed enough to have somebody in my family that kind of stepped in when I was like 16 years old and just started teaching me a bunch of stuff about business. So I was able to learn how to make the money work for me at an early age, and it just kind of like you still have to do the work, right? So I left. I was a one and done. Left college after my first year, but I still managed to get my degree. I have a bachelor's degree in business management, and then I also got my master's. So I still managed to educate myself and learn more and more. My master's in organizational leadership. So what I started to do was I started to just continue to just like teach myself. So I would get on phone calls when my business people were talking to these different companies. I would listen in, and then I would start formulating my own questions, and then I would start formulating my own due diligence on all these different companies. And then once I formulated the due diligence, I would talk with my legal team, and then my lawyers would tell me these questions to ask, and then I'll go back and ask these questions. So just wanted to start learning about how my money was working for me and what was good deals and what was bad deals and what was deals that I didn't need to even be thinking about.
Definitely. So how do you like choose which like let's say you get a deal or offer, how like what to you like make it something a good deal, a bad deal? Just
like, well, if the companies when we do deals, we ask for this thing called a data room, and the data room basically gives us every single bit of piece of information about that company, and then now I can look into and see how much they have in their bank account, to how much they're making yearly on a yearly basis, to how much they're bringing in monthly, to how many users they have, to what's the analytics behind, we call them KPIs, so key performance indicators. So we looking at all these different analytics on what makes the company grow, what makes the company fail, and all this other stuff.
Not to cut you off. Wait, you said it's called a data room.
Yeah.
And this is like something that every deal that you make sure you get a look into.
So and if they don't have a data room, typically it's usually because they're just starting out.
Okay.
Their company is just starting out. But most companies, they have a data room. They have all the paperwork and all the necessary stuff that you need. And then another thing we do is we look at who's on the cap table. So we look at who's the investors and who's the advisors. So we can think strategically on how we can help them and who's helping them do certain things as well. Because the one thing that we don't want to do is we don't want the company coming back to us and saying, hey, we need more money continuously, right?
Yeah.
Because, the well's going to dry up. So what we do is we try to look at strong companies that's doing very well, that need growth capital, and we invest. I'm actually in a few deals, looking at a few deals right now with a guy named Lance Collins, and y'all probably don't even know who that is. But you drink Body Armor?
Yeah. He made that?
There you go. You drink Core Water?
Yeah. That's all his stuff?
Yes.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's mad cool.
So I'm looking at a couple of his deals now because he's making more and more beverages, right? And one of the beverages is this drink called Recover. And another one is this water called Zen Water. But what makes his deals so much better than any other company is because 9 times out of 10, he already has everything done for the deal. He has the distribution done. He has all the investors in, which would be, a bunch of celebrities. He has the marketing done. He has the team in place already that can execute. And he has all the deals done with Whole Foods, Ralph's, H-E-B's, and all that, Kroger's and Walmart's and all that. So those deals, and then we're getting in at such a low valuation to where these companies are, if we go in at a $20 million valuation, it sells for $1 billion. You do the math. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those are the things that's how we look at certain deals.
I don't even think the NBA players even speak that much about like that. When you don't even hear about the business side a lot, but I feel like a lot of people will actually be interested in, like, you know what I'm saying, the business side of the world after basketball.
I mean, people should. I mean, I think some of the best businessmen have been athletes.
Yeah.
We learned a lot about leadership through playing sports. We learned a lot about being, able to work with others through sports. We learned a lot about how to, not just be a leader, but take advice as well through sports. I think being an athlete makes some of the best leaders in the world because, like, we're literally going through the fire and going through that adversity every single day. And So like when we start to get under pressure, it doesn't burst pipes with us because we've been in these situations and we know how to stay calm.
Is there any advice you give to Ian going into UNC next season? Being a McDonald's All-American and a 5-star in high school, probably got a lot of pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? Is there any advice you got for him?
Yeah, just continuously block out the outside noise. I understand like the landscape of basketball, the way it is now, is completely different than the landscape of basketball when I was in high school. But try to just continue to have fun. Like when it starts to just be all about business and, it starts to bog down on you a little bit. So try to, just stick with it. Make sure you having fun each and every day that you're playing basketball. Make sure it's like your safe space and your safe zone, your zen zone, right? And make sure that, when you're not having fun, figure out what's causing you not have fun. And that way you can weed that out your life and make sure that you're getting back to what you need to do. But just, stay focused.
Definitely.
Come on. Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. And that's another episode on the Captain Jack Pod. Thaddeus, I appreciate everything. Come in, dropping some jewels on us about the business game, on and off the floor. I appreciate it. That's another one. P Wavy.
P Wavy, man. We out of here.